家陆控所控股2021年2季度的业绩发布会。下面呢，我向大家介绍一下陆控上半年的主要工作成果，分享一下近期监管政策和行业分析，交流陆控未来的发展方向。
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining our 2021 second quarter earnings call. I will start with some general updates on our achievements in the first half, then share our thoughts on recent regulatory development and industry dynamics before providing our plans for future business.
第一方面，上半年的主要工作成果，受宏观政策和市场环境影响，近期中概股的股价发生了非常大的波动。但整个上半年，陆控的经营业绩、合规建设、公司治理等都有比较大的提升。
First, updates in the first half. Generally speaking, all the Chinese ADR stock prices have seen increased volatility recently due to changes in macro policies and market conditions. At Lufax, we managed to deliver improvements in our operating performance, regulatory compliance, and corporate governance in the first half.
首先，陆控的核心业务实现了高质量的增长。上半年的年收入增长了17%，利润增长了33%，保持稳健快速的发展势头。稍后 Greg 和 James 会有更多详细的介绍。
First, we achieved high quality growth in our core business. For the first half, our total income increased by 17% year over year, and net profit increased by 33% year over year. Later in the call, Greg and James will elaborate more.
其次，陆控积极响应监管的要求，在2季度基本上完成了 P2P 的产品清零，实现网贷业务良性平稳退出，业务合规性进一步加强。
Second, we responded to regulatory calls by phasing out our peer-to-peer products in a smooth and compliant manner. In the second quarter, we substantially completed the run-off legacy peer-to-peer products and further strengthened our regulatory compliance.
第三，陆控公司治理不断完善，高效完成了董事会的重组，设置了风险控制、消费者保护以及 ESG 等重点领域的细分委员会，积极推进 ESG 的体系建设。
Third, we continuously enhanced our corporate governance by restructuring our board of directors and establishing committees in key focus areas, including risk management, consumer protection, and ESG. We have also been actively advancing the establishment of our ESG system.
第四，公司于今年5月24日宣布了3亿美元的股票回购计划，截至6月30日，本次回购已基本完成。陆控管理层也用自有资金完成了500万美元的回购。
Fourth, on May 24, 2021, our company announced $300 million of share repurchase. As of June 30, 2021, we have substantially completed the repurchase. In addition, our senior management purchased $5 million worth of shares using their personal funds.
尽管市场仍有一定不确定性，但陆控稳定的盈利能力、优异的经营现金流、丰富的资本储备及公司基于对监管的理解而采取的一系列业务调整，让我们充满信心。
While there are still uncertainties in the market, our stable profitability, strong operating cash flow, abundant cash reserves, and the actions we took to pivot our business based on our understanding of regulatory requirements all give us strong confidence about our future prospects.
因此，我宣布，在未来12个月，陆控将进行额外的7亿美元的股票回购，累计回购金额达到10亿美元。
As such, I'm pleased to announce a new share repurchase program of $700 million over the next 12 months, bringing our total program to $1 billion.
此外，公司也在积极研究更多将价值回馈给股东的方式。
In addition, we are actively evaluating other options to return shareholder value going forward.
第二个方面，监管政策与行业形势分析。
Second, the analysis of regulatory development and market dynamics.
自上次季报发布至今，国家对平台经济领域监管持续强化，包括要求网络平台个人信息与金融机构全面断直连，将个人贷款利率控制在24%以内，以及发布了网络安全审查办法的征求意见稿等等。
Since our Q1 earnings announcement, the Chinese government has continuously tightened supervision of technology platform companies. These include the direct sharing of borrowing information by online loan facilitators and co-lenders with financial institutions, mitigating an all-in cost ceiling of 24% for consumer loans, and publishing the draft version of the amended cybersecurity review measures for public consultation.
一直以来，陆控积极向监管靠拢，了解监管方向，理解监管意图，践行监管要求，强化监管信任，确保监管充分知晓我们业务模式及相关工作进展。
Lufax has always been in close and constant dialogues with regulators to fully grasp the latest regulatory trends, intentions, and requirements, and make sure relevant authorities are fully aware of our business model and development in key areas.
目前，陆控与监管沟通的渠道是畅通的，沟通的层级是多样的，沟通的频率是密集的，沟通的效果也是良好的。
I'm pleased to report that so far we have maintained open communication lines with all levels of regulators with satisfactory frequency and results.
虽然近期政策出台和各方面的信息解读较为密集，但陆控的业务并没有受到非常大的影响，我们商业模式和经营业绩依然稳健。
Despite recent influx of new regulations and policy interpretations, our business has not been materially affected. Moreover, our business model operating results have remained resilient.
这里重点回应大家关注的几个问题。
Now I will address a number of questions that attracted recent attention.
一、征信断直连。
The first topic is the sharing of borrower data by loan facilitators and co-lenders directly with financial institutions.
近期有媒体报道，央行征信管理局将要求网络平台在与金融机构合作中，不得将个人主动提交的信息、平台内产生的信息或从外部获取的信息直接提供给金融机构。我们认为，监管意见核心是规范个人征信业务，强调掌握大数据的互联网平台应通过持牌征信机构进行信用评估类的数据传输。
Recent media reports speculated that the CBIRC will prohibit online credit facilitation platforms from sending directly to their partner financial institutions borrower data, including personal information voluntarily submitted by borrowers, data generated as part of the platform's process, and other borrowing information provided by third-party vendors. Our interpretation is that it aims to regulate the consumer credit scoring process, emphasizing that credit assessment data from internet platforms must be transmitted solely through licensed credit agencies.
路控以持牌的担保公司为中枢，开展零售信贷业务，与合作银行进行授信评估，依据银行业金融机构与融资担保公司业务合作指引，推荐客户传递担保公司审核情况，及时共享客户贷后管理信息，这些都是有明确的监管依据，有别于非持牌的助贷模式。
Lufax has been utilizing its licensed guarantee company to conduct its retail credit facilitation business and perform credit assessment authorized by our partner banks. In full compliance with the Banking Sector Financial Institution and Financial Guarantee Company Business Cooperation Guide, we refer potential clients to our banking partners, transmit the guarantee company's approval results, and share timely updates on post-origination repayment status. As such, every aspect of our business cooperation is done in accordance of the current guide, and is thus different from an unlicensed company's loan facilitation model.
同时，我们也会与监管部门充分沟通，听取他们的意见，根据监管部门的指导，审慎评估申请征信牌照或与第三方征信公司合作的可能性。
In the meantime, we will have constructive dialogues with the regulatory authorities to seek their feedback and guidance. We are also prudently exploring the viability of applying for a credit scoring license or cooperating with third-party credit scoring companies.
那么，整个征信业务的整改要在2022年底全完成，监管机构及市场主体会有比较充分的时间论证调整。根据现有信息，我们评估认为，无论是否需要引入征信公司，对公司的业务模式和盈利性不会造成重大影响。
Because the mandatory completion of credit scoring reform is set to the end of 2022, there should be sufficient time for both regulatory authorities and market participants to test new models and make adjustments. Based on currently available information, we believe whether to cooperate with third-party credit scoring companies will not materially impact our business model or profitability.
第二个方面，零售信贷借款利率的具体要求。
The second topic relates to consumer borrowing costs.
7月底有媒体报道，监管要求消费金融公司及银行等金融机构将个人贷款利率控制在24以内。我们认为新规明确了行业的定价方向，消除了不确定性。路控从去年9月开始就已提前布局，主动将新增借款综合成本降低到了24%以下。下一步，公司会顺应监管的趋势，积极探索应用科技手段，解决小微企业融资难和融资贵的问题，通过提升运营效率，保证公司的盈利水平。
At the end of July, some media reported that regulatory authorities would require financial institutions, including consumer finance companies and banks, to implement an all-in cost ceiling of 24% for personal lending. From our perspective, we think that this new requirement has crystallized the direction of loan pricing and eliminated potential uncertainties. Since September 2020, we have been preemptively implementing an all-in cost ceiling of 24% for all new loans we facilitate. Going forward, we'll continue to follow regulatory direction, leverage technology to broaden small micro business owners' access to cost-effective financing, and maintain our own profitability by improving our operating efficiency.
第三话题是有关网络安全审查。
The third topic I would like to discuss is cybersecurity.
7月份以来，国家有关部门依据《网络安全审查办法》等法律法规，对部分平台企业开展了专项审查，体现了国家对网络安全、数据安全的重视。
Since July, regulatory authorities have been conducting special audits on several internet platforms in accordance with cybersecurity review measures, demonstrating the nation's heightened attention to cybersecurity and data safety.
路控第一时间组织学习开展检视，确保我们的业务及数据处理活动合规合法。路控已经通过了国际信息安全管理体系 ISO 27001的认证，并获得国家公安部核准颁发的信息系统安全等级保护3级备案证明。 未来会继续严格对标监管的要求，对网络产品和服务的采购、重要数据的审查等关键环节做好合规管控。
To ensure full regulatory compliance of our data processing business operations, we promptly conducted debriefing seminars and performed internal reviews. Lufax achieved the internationally accredited ISO 27001 certification for information security management and the Level 3 registration certificate from the Ministry of Public Security of China. Going forward, we'll continue to strictly adhere to policy requirements and ensure regulatory compliance in all key aspects of operations, such as network equipment and service procurement, critical data reviews, and many others.
第四个方面是有关行业形势。
The fourth topic is market development and competitive dynamics.
近年来，互联网平台、金融机构纷纷布局小微企业金融市场、金融服务市场，不少平台也开始仿效路控的线上和线下相结合的模式。
In recent years, a number of internet platforms and traditional financial institutions have jumped into the foray of serving small and micro business financial needs. Some platforms have started to copy the O2O business model that we pioneered.
这一方面说明了小微企业金融服务市场的吸引力，凸显了路控线上线下结合模式的有效性。另一方面，随着行业竞争加剧，路控未来发展也面临更多的挑战。
On the one hand, this validated the attractiveness of our business segment and the effectiveness of our O2O model. On the other hand, intensifying competition challenges Lufax to perform even better.
我们认为，在过去的16年，路控已经建立了高效的线下团队，摸索出了完整的管理机制，开发了经得起市场周期考验的风控模型。这些成果是我们强大的经营护城河，很难在短期内被行业复制。同时，行业竞争也督促我们继续努力，在合法合规的前提下，审慎创新，提升科技属性，巩固领先地位。
Over the past 16 years, we have built a highly effective offline sales and service team, a comprehensive management system, and a proven risk management model stress-tested over multiple market cycles. That combination serves as high barrier to entry and precludes peer replication within a short period of time. At the same time, increasing competition also motivates us to work harder, ensure regulatory compliance, innovate with prudent, advance our technology, and fortify our industry leadership.
第三个大的方面，给大家介绍一下我们未来的发展规划。
Third area, development plans for the future.
基于对监管导向及行业竞争形势的解读，我们认为未来的竞争核心将逐步从增量转移到极致上。为此，我们将践行3个坚持：坚持贯彻合规经营，坚持创造社会价值，坚持提升科技水平。
Based on our analysis of regulatory intentions and industry dynamics, we believe competitive focus will gradually shift from volume growth to quality growth. Consequently, we are determined to uphold the following 3 principles to keep our operations fully compliant, to create value to society, and to advance our technology.
第一，坚持贯彻合规经营，坚决执行监管的要求。由于金融 DNA 和对合规的高度重视，路控坚持合规经营理念，主动向监管靠拢，并基于早一点发现、早一点整改、早一点见效的原则，加强监管沟通，确保公司对监管政策有更深刻、准确的理解，对监管要求能够更彻底的执行。
First, we shall keep our operations in full regulatory compliance and strict policy adherence. As an organization with financial DNA, we have always prioritized regulatory requirements and operated in a compliant manner. Based on our principles of preemptive diagnosis and swift operational adjustments for timely, optimal results, we plan to continue enhancing our communication with regulatory authorities so that we can keep a close tab on the course of regulatory development and timely execute all policy requirements.
第二，坚持创造社会价值，服务小微企业主和中产阶级。
Second, we shall keep creating value to the society by providing quality financial services to small and micro business owners as well as the middle class.
在零售信贷方面，路控一直致力于为小微企业主创造价值。截止2021年6月30日，路控累计服务超过了1550万的普惠金融人群，贷款余额超过了6000亿人民币。过去5年累计放款近2.3万亿人民币，有效服务了小微企业主的金融需求。
As of June 30, 2021, Lufax had cumulatively provided credit facilitation services to more than 15.5 million borrowers, with an outstanding loan balance of more than 600 billion RMB. Over the past 5 years, we have effectively satisfied small and micro business owners' financing needs by facilitating nearly 2.3 trillion RMB worth of loans.
近期，我们还推出了专项小微扶助计划，主要服务零售业、住宿餐饮业、制造业等劳动密集型产业，为社会创造大量的就业岗位。在支持农村小微方面，我们与中国妇女发展基金会合作，向农村地区女性创业者、合作社带头人发放惠农金，支持乡村振兴。
Recently, we launched special assistance plans for small and micro companies, mainly aimed at supporting companies in labor-intensive industries, such as retail, hospitality, restaurants, and manufacturing, creating a significant number of employment opportunities. For small micro agriculture businesses, we are working with the China Women's Development Foundation to distribute our Farmers Assistance Fund to rural female entrepreneurs and cooperative leaders. As a result of this work, we are making meaningful contributions to the economy of rural areas.
未来，路控将提供更多符合小微企业主需求的产品，通过科技更高效地触达小微企业主，简化申请流程，提高审核的效率，践行普惠金融，服务实体经济。
Going forward, Lufax will provide more products and services catering to the needs of small and micro business owners, leverage technology to reach customers more effectively, simplify loan application process, improve efficiency in reviewing and approving online loan applications, fulfill our commitment to financial inclusion, and support the nation's economic development agenda.
在财富管理业务方面，路控秉持信息平台和赋能平台定位，帮助中产阶级管理财富，为客户提供更多产品选择，优化产品结构，提升客户体验，提高服务质量和效率，实现客户财富的保值和增值。
In our wealth management business, Lufax operates as an information and empowerment platform to help the Chinese middle class manage their wealth. Lufax will continue to provide a variety of financial products, optimize product matrix composition, enhance customer experience, improve service quality and efficiency, and contribute to our clients' wealth preservation and growth goals.
三、坚持提升科技水平，强化金融服务的质量。
Thirdly, we shall empower our business development and quality improvement through technology.
路控秉持线上线下一体化、服务方式多样化、特殊群体定制化的服务原则，持续深化大数据、人工智能等技术应用。
In adherence to our principle of O2O integration, multi-service offering, and customized solution, we have continuously advanced our technology in big data, artificial intelligence, and others.
零售信贷业务推出了行云智能贷款系统，财富管理业务也在推广智能服务身份计划，充分体现了路控建筑科技赋能提升金融服务效率的能力。
In retail credit facilitation, we have launched an AI-powered smart loan solution named Xingyun. In wealth management, we are promoting an intelligent customer service solution aimed at improving user experience. All these solutions demonstrate our ability to enhance our financial services efficiency by leveraging technology.
总体来说，虽然前途之路充满挑战，但只要我们坚持贯彻合规经营，坚持创造社会价值，坚持提升科技之路、科技水平，我们相信路控一定能走出一条具有自身特点的成功之路。
In conclusion, although our road ahead is not without challenges, we are confident that we will be able to lay our own unique path to long-term sustainable success by maintaining operational compliance, generating social value, and continuing technology advancement.
接下来请 Greg 介绍一下公司的具体经营情况。
With that, I will now turn the call over to Greg, who will share our business updates for the quarter.
Thank you, Chairman Ji. Although the regulatory environment continues to transform and some uncertainties remain, our business performance is sound. Let me get straight into the key figures, noting that all numbers are in RMB and all comparisons are on a year-on-year basis unless otherwise stated. Our profits in the first half reached 9.7 billion, up 33.4% versus a year ago. Our second quarter profit was 4.7 billion, up 53.2% versus a year ago. Our second quarter revenues of 14.8 billion grew 17.3% versus last year. Our second quarter total operating expenses of 7.1 billion decreased by 1.7% for the same period. As a result, our net margin reached 31.9%, a 7.5 percentage point improvement over the second quarter last year, driven by ongoing improvements in operations and technology. We are confident that profit growth levels seen in the first half will be sustained throughout the balance of this year. On the back of this solid performance, it is important to note our strong balance sheet and cash position. As of June 30th of this year, our net assets reached 91.1 billion, of which approximately 42 billion are liquid assets maturing in 90 days or less. Our net cash flow has increased by 9.6 billion in the last 12 months. This strong position allows us to do several things. First, it provides us with a resilient ability to meet any new capital requirements that may come from regulatory changes. We believe that in lending facilitation, all platforms, regardless of business model or customer segment, will ultimately be required to bear 20 to 30% of related credit risks, with a capital leverage of no more than 10 times the proportion of shared risk. In the second quarter, excluding the consumer finance subsidiary, we bore credit risk on 16% of all new loans facilitated, and we have more than sufficient capital to meet increased levels if needed. Second, our strong profitability provides multiple avenues to generate value for shareholders. Today, we announced that we will extend our corporate buyback program, initiating a new plan to repurchase $700 million of shares over the next 12 months. We continue to explore other avenues to return more value to shareholders over time. Third, our resources allow us to continue to invest in and enhance our unique business model. For the sake of general understanding, I'd like to highlight three aspects of our business model and the developments currently underway. First is our unique O2O direct sales force business model, which allows us to unlock the unmet borrowing needs of China's small and micro business owners. In the second quarter, excluding the consumer finance subsidiary, 77.6% of new loans facilitated with the small business owner segment. We continue to find that our direct sales force of more than 58,600 professionals is the key to reaching the small business owners and building the required levels of trust to serve their larger and long-term lending needs and being able to match an array of unsecured and secured products to their diverse business and industry purposes. In the second quarter, new loan sales reached $152.7 billion, growing 11.1% versus a year ago, in line with prior guidance. During the quarter, new loan sales from other channels slowed down a little. However, the increased new loan volume from our own direct sales teams has offset the weakness in other channels, thus demonstrating the resilience and flexibility of our direct sales team, as well as the strengths of our O2O business model. Furthermore, with continued technology upgrades, we have greatly improved the productivity and efficiency of our direct sales team. In the second quarter, 6.5% of new loans facilitated were in a new secured auto lending product, demonstrating the ability of our O2O direct sales to capitalize on changing market conditions and customer relationships. The productivity of our direct sales force increased 10% over the last 12 months. We continue to invest in new risk, data, industry insights, and technology tools to further enable our unique O2O sales force to tap this hard-to-reach segment, which we believe cannot be efficiently served through a pure online model. A second unique aspect of our business model is how we deploy our licenses. This has become an increasingly important factor in the tightening environment to satisfy both regulatory and funding partner needs. All new loans that we facilitate today either flow through our guarantee companies or our consumer finance license. Our guarantee companies with operations all over the nation except Tibet, Ningxia, and Yunnan provinces allow us to share credit and process data flows with our more than 65 national and local funding partners under well-established legal frameworks. The deployment of these licenses, together with successful tapping of the ABS and interbank ABM market, has helped the ongoing optimization of funding costs for the first half of this year. We are now actively exploring new collaborations to meet expected credit rating license usage requirements will come into effect by the end of next year. A third unique aspect of our business model is that we seek to serve our customers across a full range of financial services, not just lending. While our wealth management platform is a smaller contributor to total company revenues today, the China wealth management market is witnessing substantial new growth as customers and providers are adjusting to full implementation of the new asset management regulations and a new framework for cross-border investing between China's Greater Bay and Hong Kong. Our domestic wealth and insurance, serving primarily the emerging affluent, continues to grow with client assets of $421.1 billion as of June 30th, 2021, expanding 12.4% versus a year ago and expanding by 28.8% if excluding legacy P2P assets, which have now been substantially run off. Our platform in Hong Kong is currently entering new partnerships in preparation for the rollout of Greater Bay policies. In the third quarter of this year, we will merge our online client interface for all borrowers and investors to deepen services for all customers across small business owner lending, consumer finance, wealth management, and protection and pension insurance. Company analysis suggests many of our small business owners are middle class and emerging affluent customers, and a notable proportion of our wealth customers are small business owners. With the rapidly changing operating environment, we believe our capital strength and unique business model, combined with our deep financial credit experience and commitment to compliance, will allow us to remain resilient. Before turning over to James to go through the detailed operating and financial performance and second half guidance, I would like to highlight one final figure. We have continued to make progress in bringing down APR to our borrowers, with the second quarter APR for the overall portfolio reaching 24% versus 26.7% a year ago. This reduction has been executed without negatively impacting our net margins. In the medium term, we will seek to lower our APRs but keep our net margin steady by driving down relevant operating, credit insurance, and funding expenses. I will now turn over the call to James Chung, our CFO.
Thank you, Greg. I will now provide a closer look into our second quarter operational and financial results. Before I begin, please let me remind everyone that all numbers are in RMB terms and all comparisons are on a year-over-year basis, unless otherwise stated. Our second quarter 2021 results are characterized by strong business growth, continued operations improvement, and extended profit margin. Our total income increased by 17.3% to 14.8 billion, while our core business income, excluding investment income, grew by 19.1%. Our net profit increased by 53.2% to 4.7 billion, exceeding our earlier guidance of 3.7 to 3.9 billion. Our net margin reached 31.9% in the second quarter, a 7.5 percentage point improvement from the second quarter of 2020. What drives our continued growth and profitability are four key factors. First, we further optimize the unit economics in our retail credit facilitation business, even as we reduce our all-in costs. Our loan balance APR declined by 2.7 percentage points to 34% in the second quarter of 2021 from 26.7% in the second quarter of 2020. While our take rate based on loan balance improved to 9.7% from 9.5%, and our net margin also expanded over the same period. This achievement is a result of four initiatives. First, we continue to increase our number of banking partners and diversify our funding sources, which has allowed us to obtain cheaper funding from partners with better asset quality. Second, the credit insurance premium on our loan portfolio has also been reduced as our insurance partners took the better credit and the custom quality into consideration to lower their pricing and adopt a greater portion of the credit risk. Third, the early payoff effect decreased significantly because we have changed the way we charge our customers. Fourth, we achieved significant efficiency gains in our sales marketing as well as our operations. As a result, we are confident that even if we reduce our APR further into the future, we should be able to maintain the stability in our take rate and net margin in retail credit facilitation. Second, we maintained a strong pace of loan volume growth coupled with business mix improvement. On the retail credit side, we grew our new loan sales by 11.1% to 152.7 billion during the second quarter of 2021, in line with our previous guidance of 145 to 155 billion. At the same time, we continue to focus on serving small business owners and improving the risk profile of our borrowers. In the second quarter, excluding our consumer finance subsidiary, 77.6% of new loans facilitated were disbursed to small business owners, up from 72.6% for the same period of 2020. High-quality borrowers, defined as G1 to G3 borrowers by our own internal classification system, contributed 63.7% of the new general unsecured loans facilitated in the second quarter, compared to 59.4% for the same period of 2020. On the wealth management side, our total client assets increased by 12.4% to 421.1 billion as of June 30, 2021, exceeding our previous guidance target of 12.1% growth for 420 billion. Client assets contribution from mass affluent customers who invest more than 300,000 further increased to 80.2% as of June 30, 2021, up from 76.3% as of March 31, 2021. Third, we continue to make progress in executing our plans for a more sustainable risk-sharing business model. Loans where we bear risk accounted for 16% of the new loans facilitated in the second quarter, up from 4.4% in the same period of 2020. New loans facilitated with guarantees from Ping An PNC account for 76.3% of new loans facilitated in the second quarter, down from 89.1% a year ago, while our funding partners bore the risk for 4.8% of new loans facilitated in the second quarter. As of June 30, 2021, our outstanding balance of loans facilitated with guarantees from third-party credit enhancement partners had decreased to 84.3% from 94.3% a year ago. All of the aforementioned operating metrics exclude those of our consumer finance subsidiary. At the same time, we continue to sharpen our focus on improving our asset quality. In the second quarter, our C2M3 flow rate for all loans facilitated was 0.4% versus 0.5% a year ago. The 30-day past due delinquency rate for all loans facilitated was further improved to 1.9% as of June 30, 2021, from 2% as of March 31, 2020. The 90-day past delinquency rate for the total loans facilitated stabilized at 1.1% as of June 30, 2021, on par with 1.1% as of March 31, 2021. All of the aforementioned operating metrics exclude those of our consumer finance subsidiary and the banking product, which will represent roughly 1% of the total loan status. Fourth, we substantially completed the runoff of legacy P2P products in our wealth management business. During the quarter, client assets from legacy P2P products were reduced to 0.4 million from 4 billion in the previous quarter, effectively completing our business transformation. Meanwhile, our take rate for the segment was 31.8 BPS, increasing by 3.6 BPS from the previous quarter. These improvements were primarily driven by our continued development in standard wealth insurance products, offset by a decrease in deposit products. Now, let's take a closer look into our second quarter financials. During the second quarter, our total income increased by 17.3%, and our core business income, excluding investment income, grew by 19.1%. On the back of this growth, our business and risk-sharing model continue to evolve, driving a change in the revenue mix of our retail credit facilitation business. For example, during the quarter, while the platform service fee decreased by 8.8% to 9.2 billion, our net interest income grew 98.7% to 3.2 billion, and our guaranteed income grew by more than 800% to 891 million. In addition, other income, which is directly linked to delivering services to our financial partners, increased by 205.1% to 1.1 billion. As a result, our retail credit facilitation platform service fees as a percentage of total revenue decreased to 62% from 79.8%. In addition, as we continue to utilize consolidated trust plans, which provide lower funding costs in our funding operations, our net interest income as a percentage of total revenue increased to 21.8% from 12.9% a year ago. Moreover, as we continue to bear more credit risk, we generated more guarantee income, causing our guarantee income as a percentage of total revenue to reach 6%, as compared with 0.7% a year ago. By expanding our services to our credit enhancement partners in account management, collections, and other value-added services, our other income as a percentage of total revenue increased to 7.2% from 2.8% a year ago. Our investment income decreased by 83.2% to $37 million in the second quarter from $220 million in the same period of 2020, mainly due to losses from the change in fair value of assets. On the wealth management front, our platform transaction and service fees increased by 39.9% to $407 million in the second quarter from $291 million in the same period of 2020. This increase was mainly driven by the increase in fees generated from our current products and services. Now, moving on to our expenses. In the second quarter, total expenses grew by 2.2% to $8.5 billion. However, excluding credit impairment losses, financial costs, and other losses, total expenses actually decreased by 1.7% in the second quarter, underscoring the steady improvement of our operating efficiencies across most business areas. Our sales and marketing expenses, which include expenses for borrowers and investor acquisition, as well as general sales and marketing, decreased by 6.3% to $4.3 billion in the second quarter. As a result of our efforts to further optimize our sales productivity and the sales commissions, as well as the higher base in the second quarter of 2020 due to non-recurring expenses, our borrower acquisition expense, which are a major component of our total sales and marketing expense, decreased by 19.5% year over year to $2.6 billion. In addition, our investor acquisition and retention expenses also decreased in the second quarter, mostly due to our optimization of investor acquisition channel costs. Our general sales and marketing expenses, which are mainly comprised of payroll and related expenses for marketing personnel, brand promotion costs, consulting fees, business development costs, as well as other marketing and advertising costs, increased by 33.8% to $1.5 billion in the second quarter from $1.1 billion a year ago. This year-over-year increase was largely due to the lower base in the second quarter of 2020, resulting from the Social Security relief during the COVID-19 outbreak in the same period. Our general and administrative expenses increased by 21.1% to $798 million in the second quarter from $659 million a year ago. This increase was mainly due to the lower base in the second quarter of 2020 and headcount expansion in the second quarter of 2021 to support our new business development initiatives, including the development of our consumer finance business. Our operation and services expenses decreased by 3.3% to $1.48 billion in the second quarter from $1.53 billion a year ago. This decrease was primarily due to a decrease in post-origination management expenses, driven by our improvements in management collection efficiency and partially offset by the increase in the trust plan management expenses, resulting from increase in usage of consolidated trust plans. As we maintain our commitment to investing in technology research and development, our technology and analytics expense increased by 18.6% to $517 million in the second quarter. Additionally, our credit impairment losses increased by 133.5% to $1.4 billion in the second quarter from $597 million a year ago. This was due to the continuing evolution of our business model, which led to increased loan-related risk exposure and higher upfront credit impairment losses. It is worth noting that the increase in impairment losses is purely a function of the increase in the proportion of the credit risks borne by us, while the overall credit profile of our borrowers has continued to improve, as mentioned earlier. Our finance costs decreased by 37.4% to $276 million in the second quarter from $441 million a year ago, mainly due to the decrease in our balance of convertible bonds, which led to lower borrowing costs and increase in interest expense resulting from the increase in deposits. As a result of foreign exchange rate gains, we booked $301 million in other gains for the second quarter of 2021, while our effective tax rate decreased to 26% from 29% a year ago. Consequently, our net profit increased by 53.2% to 4.7 billion in the second quarter from 3.1 billion a year ago. Meanwhile, our basic and diluted earnings per ADS were 2 RMB and 1.9 RMB, respectively, in the second quarter of 2021. As of June 30th, 2021, we had a cash balance of 29 billion compared to 24 billion as of December 31st, 2020. Net cash flow from operating activities was 2.1 billion in the second quarter of 2021. Now turning to our guidance for the second half and the full year of 2021. For the second half of 2021, we expect our new loans facilitated to be in the range of 324 billion to 340 billion, and the client assets to be in the range of 450 billion to 460 billion. Meanwhile, as we maintain our growth momentum and continue to improve our operating efficiency, we expect our total income to be in the range of 31 billion to 31.3 billion, our net profit to be in the range of 6.6 billion to 6.8 billion in the second half of 2021. This translates into a year-over-year net profit growth of 32 to 36% for the second half of 2021 and a 33 to 34% for the full year 2021. These forecasts reflect our current and preliminary views on the market and operational conditions, which are subject to change. This concludes our prepared remarks for today. Operator, we're now ready to take questions.
Thank you. If you wish to ask a question, please press